Hey, everybody, welcome to the Lunch Table Podcast where we discuss what's hot in entertainment. I'm Dylan, and joining me on today's episode is the god of video editing himself, Akram. We are dropping this unexpected review of episode 11 of Sandman, which I did not see coming. Thank God Akram told me today, which just dropped on Netflix. So, without further ado, Akram, tell us your thoughts on the latest episode.
Well, thank you, Dylan. Yeah, it was for sure a shock to me. I just seen it late in the news, and I was like, "Oh shit, we better review this." If you guys haven't checked our other review for the Sandman, check it out. Links down below. But yeah, pretty cool. I think this was more like a spin-off from Neil Gaiman's like comic series or like his novels or something like that. I'm not really like knowledge in that.
It's based on issue 18, 17, and 18.
That's
It's
cool.
a Dream of a
Okay.
Thousand Cats and I forgot her name, Calliope, whatever her name is, but
Oh yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's close to the comics. Yeah.
Yeah, I tell you what though, the animation was really cool for the cats one. That was really cool. It was like a Scanner Darkly, but like not really. It was like a painting like type of texture and like the frames dropped. It was really, I think, unique. I can't wait to see more
I was trying to
animation like
think.
that.
Yeah, I was trying to think like if I've seen that in like a Love, Death, and Robots like episode, like that
Ooh,
animation style, because
right.
it's Netflix, so you probably think they reuse it, like the same animation companies. But yeah, actually, I thought this whole episode was gonna be animated when I first watched it,
Mhm.
but that was only part one.
Right.
So that was Dream of a Thousand Cats, and then part two was the one where Arthur Darville, which I didn't expect to see him in this episode. He captures one of the muses from Greek mythology. But before we get to that episode, I just want to know your thoughts on the cat episode. What did you think about it?
Yeah, it's interesting because I didn't know whether to take it super literally or take it as like a metaphor. Um, Nevertheless, I think it's really cool to see Dream as a dark cat. I think the whole that thing, the beginning was like that motherfucker was really cold when you threw the cats in the
That
river
was some dark shit.
or
I
the
thought I was
lake.
watching like Aristocats or something, or
Shit,
like 100 Dalmatians or something.
I was like, damn.
Shit, I was
Yeah.
like,
What did?
Peter's gonna get on their ass for that episode.
Oh, watch. I'll be so. I wouldn't
Shit.
hold. I bet they would. But what did you think about it?
I thought it was, it was such a departure from, well, I mean, not even just the animation style, just having like a point of view from an animal's perspective. Because, um, like the woman even said, like, I wonder, like, what cats dream, and I think a lot of us think about that sometimes, like, what are our pets, dream of, when they're like twitching in their sleep. So I thought it was interesting, like, just that point of view of like a cat's perspective. Even animals, I guess, can have dreams or ambitions, or in this case, I guess, loss and grief too. And I think that was really interesting, like the plot of like having cats were like the dominant species
Yeah.
before like humans, because it makes sense. A long time ago, like a lot of animals were like very dominant. So that was like a cool, like, and in a way it's kind of biblical too. It's like this cat was just like kind of like a prophet or like
Right.
a messiah. Like they had like a message. Like it's kind of like when you think of like some of the Bible characters, like God came to them in a dream, right? And then they started preaching this message. So it's kind of like similar in that fashion, where like this cat um has this revelation, and then she like takes it upon herself to like preach her gospel, I guess, to these other cats. So I thought that was really fascinating aspect to this episode.
Yeah, that was cool. That really was cool. I was confused at first because I was thinking, wait, this really happened? Like that must have been a really long time ago. I didn't understand though. So wait, so help me understand this. So way back when they were the dominant species, but that was for real though, or that was this like some type of metaphor or some shit like that? Because they dreamed like this new world where humans dreamed like to take over and become the dominant species. It's like there was no mention of that in the whole
It was a little
series.
confusing. I will give you that. Yeah, I took it as like they were the dominant species. Maybe they weren't like giants, but like because in cats' minds, because humans back then weren't as developed,
Right.
maybe they saw themselves as giants. Like they were still small, but like they were
Oh.
still smart. So I took it as like the humans back then weren't as smart, so they kind of like were like easy prey for like cats or something. Maybe they were like, like the size of like a I was gonna say like a mountain lion or some shit. Or like, they hunted humans or some shit. But maybe like Dream came to like one of the earliest humans, and they started, developing like ambitions, and then that progressed them to like a higher evolution, and maybe that's how they were able to like domesticate a lot of cats. That's how I understood it. But yeah, it was a little confusing that in that regard too. Um, yeah, I think that was a really interesting way to start this episode. But of course, we got to talk about the main focus was Calliope. So what did you think of that part of the episode?
Yeah, that was cool. That's another. It's great to see like more gods or anything that has to do with that. I think it's really cool. I think you could open up the sandbox of the Sandman and like make spin-off series just doing that type of stuff or anthologies. I'm down for it because each story meant so much. And this one, the later half of this episode, I really liked it a lot. I think that for me that was like the main seller point that got me hooked onto it because I seen a lot of stills actually prior to this recording. I was like, oh, let me watch this. That was really cool. Yeah. What's that guy's name? He actually was in Legends of Tomorrow. I think you said he was in Doctor Who as well.
Yeah, this was actually a great love letter to Doctor Who fans,
Yeah,
because that's Arthur Darvill.
there
He
you go.
played Rory Williams in I think it was series 10 with Matt Smith. And yeah, he is in Legends of Tomorrow. So I thought actually he was gonna come back as like John Constantine for some reason, because I know we
Oh,
talked a little bit. I thought they were gonna like make him like a Constantine character or something. Um,
that
that
would
would
have
have
been
been
cool.
interesting actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he plays another character, like he's kind of like this like young, ambitious, kind of like naive character. Kind of like I was thinking like similar to the dude who captured Dream. Like he really just wants like to be successful. But that leads him down like this dark road where like he's basically like taking this woman's freedom away from her, just to serve his own needs. So, and we also saw Derek Jacobi. I didn't expect to see him either. He plays like what's that guy's name? Erasmus. So many great ensemble cast for this episode. They said David Tennant played a character too, but I don't know if that was the audible version or this episode. But they did credit him, so I don't know who he played. I had to rewatch it.
Yeah, Derek Jacobi. I always remember him from Underworld when he slit his wrists, and I always cringe when he did that in
Oh yeah,
Underworld. But yeah, no, that was cool. I loved how he talked here. It's like he's so like offensive. He's
right.
so like he's like Michael Keaton and Morbius. He's like, damn. Um
He's like Shakespearean Mel Gibson. He's like, "Yeah, just use force with her."
yeah, it's like all riders are liars. I'm like, damn. I bet he sucks in customer service.
Right.
Yeah, no, it was really cool. I like how like which also makes me like reflect on how humanity is because like everyone has their own vices, you know, and I don't know. It's hard to like find a good human being in this show because there aren't many, I guess.
Everybody
Um,
sucks in this show. I feel like, damn, I was like, I don't feel like to trust anybody.
I feel
Cause
depressed.
like,
I'm like,
right. Well, cause he
shit,
said he was gonna free her after like one book, but I knew that was bullshit. Cause he
lie.
kept her around, right? Oh my god, I was fucking cringing when he said, what did he was like trying to flirt with the girl, and he was like, I consider myself
Self
a
a
feminist writer.
feminist.
I was like, that was basically like, I respect women, bro.
Right,
Like
I
it's
know.
so cringy.
That's so funny. Everyone
um,
has like a double side to them. Everyone's like kind of two faced, you know. Um, I think he did really great in this show. I don't see much of him anymore after DC Legends Tomorrow, so I don't know where else he has been. But I really enjoyed him here. I think he gave a great performance, and it's so great to see Tom Storage back as Dream. I didn't expect to see him back. When I saw the stills, though, yeah, I was like, oh shit. Um, yeah, what else did you think about the
yeah.
second episode
Well, I love
or the second half?
Dream. Yeah, Dream is so I don't know. I feel like he would make like the perfect judge because his punishments are so like perfect for the crime.
Right.
Like the first episode, or when he gave what was the name, Alex, like he gave him like nightmare. I forgot what his nightmare was. Like he just couldn't stop dreaming or something. But for this episode, he gave the punishment for what was the name, Richard, was like he couldn't stop thinking of ideas, and I thought that was so poetic. Like he was literally like bleeding, like just thinking of ideas, and he couldn't stop. So Dream, he has like a twisted sense of humor in a way. I really like that about his character. Like, and I didn't expect him because like I think he and Calliope had like a thing back in the day, and I think that also was a callback to when Constantine was like, "Oh, did you have a girlfriend back in the day?" So I guess maybe she was talking about Calliope or something. So it's cool to see like
Yeah.
he has like a past, like a dark past.
Yeah,
But
for
what did you
sure.
think?
Yeah, no, he kind of which is funny because what you said about the punishment thing, it kind of reminds me of Lucifer. So I feel like maybe in the second season they'll kind of like expand that a little and see like we're kind of alike. And I hope too that they go in depth because there's a lot of shit talking about humans. I want to see some shit talking about the gods themselves or the endless. I want to see like what are their faults, or what makes them weak. What's their true weaknesses, in that sense. Yeah, this episode was really cool. I think the whole like getting fame from like holding this girl hostage was really awesome to see unfold, and really sickening as well. It's so toxic. Um, I wonder if he's gonna kill himself at the end because the episode ended with him like completely going mad and not having her to help him. Um, yeah,
Yeah, that actress was great too. She was great performance. And I like her character, like how she was even like after all she went through, she was still able to like move forward. Like I guess like the first step in healing is like forgiveness. So even though like she didn't like forgive him per se, like she still kind of like moved on. She was like, I have to move forward. Right? It really like this shows like such a like mirror into like humanity and like our darkest ambition, but also like there is like a silver lining kind of like moving forward. Like I guess we it's like talking about like our sins and like how do we address those sins or our vices, like you said. Like I don't know, like dream because like dreams are like about revelation, so I guess that's like the big theme of this show. But it was a great episode. I think this was a great bonus episode to drop. I didn't expect it, but thank God it did because I thought it was really great.
yeah.
How would you rate it?
Yeah, I would give it a 10 out of 10 for sure. It was really new. A long time ago, they announced the show. There would be 11, showed up with 10. I guess that's Netflix's new thing where like they just added a different like episode or something. What would you rate it?
I'd say 10. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was a good. I was really hooked. I was invested. I think the blend and combination of like animation to live action worked pretty well. And it definitely like adds to like I'm saying like this show feels such like an anthology series more than like a strict narrative,
Yeah.
and I really think that works so well for this universe because it feels very like close to the graphic novels. Like, um, I've been reading some of the newer Sandman comics, and it stays true to the source material. So I think Neil Gaiman, I think will really like appreciate this show, and I think he'll appreciate how the fans have reacted to the show as well. But yeah, great episode overall. But yeah, any final thoughts and take us away?
Yeah, guys. So that was our review for episode 11 of Sandman. You guys should check it out. We really enjoyed it a lot. And if you guys, again, let me remind you, check out our Sandman season 1 review. We had a lot of fun doing that, and we can't wait for season 2. As for if you're new to this channel, we do plenty of reviews. Week by week, we're currently reviewing week by week She-Hulk. There's going to be a lot more. We're going to try to get into different shows like The Handmaid's Tale. I cannot wait to review that. We're really busy. We have a lot of reactions coming up pretty soon. So that's super, super, super exciting. Dylan, please.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And if you watched Akram's last update, we have a lot of content planned out for the rest of this month and the coming months ahead. We cover a lot of content. We just passed our, I think, 100th episode. So to those new to the channel, please check out our other content if you haven't already. But yes, we greatly appreciate you guys. Please check us out on any platform. Like and subscribe if you can. Apple Podcasts, Anchor, YouTube, and Spotify as well. But thank you guys again. And until then, thanks for having lunch with us.
See you guys.